What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool live stream / video, and today we're back into our realistic coaster series, which hopefully, if my thoughts are correct, this will be the final episode of the realistic coaster series that was intended to only be one episode, but it ended up being so far 3 episodes. So that's no good. So, well, I mean, it is good because it gives you guys more content, but at the same time, I wasn't expecting to have this many episodes, but let's get it over with. Not really get it over. Let's just move on and get it going so we can get to other stuff that I need to work on as well, because I have a lot of different stuff I need to work on. And, I feel like this project has been a lot of fun and really, really cool. So we are going to get into it. I love what I did this stage, and I still love the triggered events there. Really, really cool, and I can't wait to do more. So what I'm going to be working on now is actually trying and getting a little bit of some is to make a transfer track for the coaster, because it does not yet have one. And if we want to make this at least somewhat realistic, we need to have a transfer track. So anyways, thanks for noticing my haircut. I got it just today, and it was I think it looks pretty good myself. I enjoy it because my hair was constantly in my face. And anyways, you don't have to be sorry about missing a stream. It's not like I'm gonna be mad at anyone for missing a stream. But anyways, you're here now, so that's the cool part. Okay, so what we're going to be doing now is I am going to be creating a awesome transfer track. We're going to use black railing for this. Okay, so we are going to make the transfer section. Let's make it about right here. And I'm probably going to get rid of the supporting and just have the steel supports here for realism purposes. Okay, so I'm going to throw a second train on here. Where is the second train? Oh, it's on the lift. Of course it's on the lift. Okay, so what I want to do is get it lined up over here on the transfer track. That way I can get an idea of how long the train is and make it the appropriate length that I need to. Okay, so we want the front of the train to be about right there, so I need it to go about the length of the train right there. So that will work out properly, and we can start building this thing the way we want to, or need to. So, alright, so we're going to build these supports all the way back here. We're also going to have these supports going across like so. Alright, check. We're going to pull it off at least this far over. Alright, so we should have enough room over here. I hope. What has Joe done so far? You're looking at, this is all I've done so far, building-wise. So, not really anything at all. Okay, I want to make sure there's enough room for, like, the exit ramp and everything like that. Because I'm probably going to have the exit go down this way, so I want to make sure there's enough space between that and the transfer building, or the maintenance building. That's not going to get in the way. So let's make the start of the building right here. I want to make it at least 2 sections wide. And we can fit a pathway in between the building here. This needs to be as long, if not just a little bit longer than a train. And it's not going to be a huge transfer building, just a little bit right here. That way we have plenty of section for pathway to go under here. Alright, so I'm going to select the ride itself. See if I can't. Okay, so we're going to do that. Take off the track supports. And that will work okay. Because this will soon be a full-on transfer track. And now we need to make, let's see, I want to go to, let's go, not building materials, scenery theme. We're going to go to Western. And all. Okay, I believe it's, what I'm looking for is under scenery. So we're going to go to the filters and scenery theme Western. And we're going to get started with this piece. And I'm going to keep it that black color because I think it matches it well. So we're going to first place the iron piece here, whatever kind of piece you want to call it, color you call it, whatever you want to call it. Alright, and now we can just copy and paste it all the way down. Not that. Every straight section with this now will be good. And now I want to use the locomotive track for this next part. I think it works well as kind of like a transfer looking mechanism above here, kind of like so. And we will add this all the way down as well. Almost like its own little track. And we'll line that up. See if I can't select these without selecting anything else. And we will copy it as well to the center pieces. That's looking good. And there, that looks like a pretty proper transfer area. Okay, so now let's get to we're gonna go to the arch shapes now. I'm gonna reset the filters. Let's create some footers. A couple of footers here. Just for realism purposes. So we'll go down the line here, and then we're just going to copy it down the line. Whoops. Oh, come on, you crazy thing, you. There we go. Alright, looking good. Alright, so the next task is to create a building here that will serve as the maintenance bays, building and bays and everything like that. So I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna head into building, and we're going to find the arches. So first reset the filters. Which will have two different bays here. And we're gonna go to the roofs and make sure these are all set. Okay, so now we're going to patch these up so they are covered. Alright, let's get the same texture here. Whichever texture it was, there it is. Now I want to close these up as if they were closed. So we're actually going to go from the inside. I'm going to turn angle snap on. Turn this around. To make it look like they're doors that can open and close. That way I don't actually have to make like separate track pieces. You can tell that this is, you know, like a transfer track and everything. It'll just look nicer. Alright, so just a tiny bit of detail here to the building. It's gonna have a similar feel to the station, which I might even decorate just a little bit more as well. Here we go. Alright, so what kind of path? We're going to use right here. Alright, I kind of want to use these plank paths here. Of course, I'm going to run into an issue like this. I figured I would. So we're going to run down this way, like so. Doesn't want to work. This isn't going to work properly. Oh no. And we can't really go the other way either. What am I going to do for this? I could move the transfer over just a little bit more if I need to, I guess. Or the maintenance building. That's the only solution I see here. Is possibly moving this building over just a little bit. I didn't select anything I wanted it correctly at all. Alright, that should be plenty of room right there. Move each piece at a time. Why would you select that first? Why, game, why? Just trying to... Wait, what happened here? Why is that... Darn it, that was still selected. That would be why. I'm confused of what happened here. No, don't want to select that. Like, it's this piece, but for some reason, there's already a piece there. I don't understand. Did I move something incorrectly? Because it put two pieces there. Whatever. That looks fine right there, right? I don't know what happened. But it just means we need a longer straight section here. Just by one more. And then we can just extend these as well. Okay. Alright, so let's just select the rest of these and move them on down. And that will most likely work now. Okay, so I think we got it now. Since the path is so big, it makes things a little bit more difficult. Alright, so we're going to get this to the ground. We're going to make you turn all the way this way. Have a ramp there. And you'll connect with the pathway somewhere over in that vicinity. Okay, so now we're going to make some supports for this pathway. Alright, so this will fit pretty properly where we want it. There we go. Alrighty. Alright, I'm going to use this piece of fencing. I'm going to use it right here as well. There we go. Alright, now it's time to be tasked with making a end piece over here. Of course you would be slanted for no apparent reason. But okay, that's okay. I will manage anyways. That way, some guests, if they would like to, they can kind of have a interesting little viewing area right there. So I made that custom pathway, which looked really, really good. I like that, how that turned out. Then what we're going to do is we're going to create a roof over this as well. I think one of the roofs is actually leveled with this perfectly, and I believe it's this one. So we'll start about right here and work our way down. Alright, that will work. And we're going to make a structure over the track here at the same time. So let's make some supports to hold this up, this roof up anyways. Alright, we need to take grid height down so I can get that exactly where I want it. Alright, there's that one, and there's already some on the sides there for that, so we don't have to worry about that. And then if we go to size, we can actually put a couple extra ones here for good measure. Kind of as some extra supporting. And it will also be useful to use for kind of like maybe some posts for some fences as well. So it will work out to our advantage. Alright, it's hard to get in here without... Gosh darn it. Thought I was in the flying camp. Guess I didn't quite get in there. Okay, that's where I want to be. So just under there. Ah! It's hard to get in there. Come on. Camera. There we go. Okay. I don't want this to be any difficult more than it needs to be, so I'm just going to copy it. Probably should have built these supports first here. As a matter of fact... No, well, I only have one post really to build anyways left. And it actually will be easier to build than the last one. Last ones, there we go. Okay, that works. Alright, so we put a couple of more supports here for this. But before we put that roof on right there, good question is, did I name the ride already? I have not yet named the ride, no. Okay, so we're going to see if we can't align this with this, which we can just perfectly. And we're going to use this, and we're going to use like make a custom sort of fence around this area so we can go on here. So we're gonna build that there. Kind of like that. Alright, so now I'm gonna select these small pieces and we're going to get this where we need to be. So we're going to select all these pieces and we will copy them to the next one. So, alright, that's going to be a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be, because it's going to do them that way, but that's okay. It actually won't be, it'll be difficult, but it won't be difficult, if that makes sense. So all we have to do is have the camera not do that. Slide them over, and then just lower them. That's all we have to do. And we will do it until we get to the bottom of the stairs. Like so. Alright, and we're going to do the same thing for the other side. We'll center these up. And they should be the same because they are the same. So, the only difference is there is a little bit of a gap there compared to the other one on the other side, unfortunately, but not too much we are going to be able to do about that. But one thing does come to mind, and where we can, possibly, but we'll see. We're just going to get these first. First and foremost. Okay, so I'm just going to build a nice little fence here. Okay, for some reason, I don't understand this. I select these three, and it does this weird diagonal thing. I don't understand it. I've never understood that. But if I select one, I have no... It doesn't do it. So, I don't know why it does that. It's always been kind of a pet peeve of mine. If I select multiple objects, it just makes like this diagonal for some reason, and I don't know why. But it's okay. Don't worry about it. We got this. As long as we make all our custom fencing nice and beautiful. Because I really like the wooden fences being kind of like this, the way I have them. I like that quite a bit. I'm going to make a kind of a concrete texture at the bottom of this. Instead of it just being grass. There we go. Alright, and then I also want to see if I can't add kind of a slant on these as well. But what I'm going to do is something different. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to use I use this piece a lot, it seems like, nowadays, but I like using it for a lot of different things. So that's how it's going to be. Alright, see if we can't get rid of a little bit of that fighting texture by doing that. See if I can't just copy this. It's probably not going to do what I want it to, though. Yeah, it's not. Okay, so that's okay. We'll do it my way. Which is a decent way anyways. I just wanted there to be more than just a gap here. So we're just going to create this all the way up. Almost as a off kind of walkway that's there to kind of cover stuff up. So I put the roof there just as a guide to get that texture up in the right spot. Of course, you would select that now. Of course, I would select that first now when I don't want it to. Okay, that's okay. It will be fine for now. And I think something else we can do is add a texture piece right here. That is, I cover that up pretty well. There we go. And we're just gonna add another fence right here on both sides. Alright, and that's a good start for the exit ramp. Alright, I can't see where I'm going at all. Alright, we're good on that. And now we just got to place another, finish up this section of this here, this section of blah 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 roofing. Don't know what that is, but looks kind of cool as we just kind of throw things together. And what kind of flat roofs would work well here? Is this recolorable? No, it's not. So no. And we can throw a wooden roof on there. And then just add some nice details to it, maybe. Here, and then we'll have that blend into there. Or we could even have one of these going like this across. That'll work. Yeah, I like that better. And it gives a nice different shape for the station too, just adding that transfer bay and the transfer track and everything. It will just add a little bit more to it, I think. So, and now we got to start on this here, which we're gonna have this all covered up for the exit. Like so. Alright, so we're gonna have all this covered up. Like that. And let's grab a small piece here of wall piece that I am going to look for. Is it this one? Yes. And we're gonna do some fun things here. Alright, that last one was not supposed to go there. But there. We're just gonna make a nice little covered section right before it goes straight into the station. And this is just gonna add quite more shaping to the station and make it just look a little bit more neat. I wonder what this will be named. Yes. I too have wonders as well. Okay, so we're gonna add some structure. Stop doing. Why is this diagonal? I don't understand. Ah, it's annoying. Because I don't understand why it would do that. Don't need to place one there because there's already one there. Come on, just select what my mouse is clicking on. And it's not clicking on that. It is clicking on, okay. You know what? Not gonna waste the time. I'll just copy these 3 instead and do this. See? A lot more simple. Here we go. I'm gonna put covers on these like that. Alright, and then on the sides, let's go have these go all the way down for fun. Just for funsies. That way you'll feel very real enclosed here. Alright, so now with that, I guess with that being there, we have to... Why? Why is this diagonal? The world may never know, but... Alright, so we're gonna have to copy this fence all over here, since it is not over here. Okay, so we're gonna have to go a little bit accidentally push Control D instead of Control X. So we want you back behind that. And for some reason you still go outside, but that's okay, I can adjust things myself. And I don't need your help. Alright, so those fences are good. But now I'm going to have to copy them to the side over here because there's none over here. Okay, so I think we're all covered for that. Anyways. Alright, that's looking really, really good. And pretty nicely detailed. I'm liking it so far. Okay, so almost got pretty much the hard stuff out of the way for that. And the transfer track's looking pretty good. I'm going to add just a couple of detailed windows over here on this. So, because this looks a little empty to me. So, why not? Just a couple simple windows over there. And I'm going to build a door over here. We're just going to create a door over here. It's going to be the entrance to the maintenance bay, or the maintenance area. I was going to put one on over here. Because I love making backstage areas too. Just for, definitely for fun. Backstage areas are a lot of fun to build. Alright, so I'm just going to place a fence over here as well. Alrighty. Looking good. Okay, so now that we got pretty much the exit going and the entrance going, we, last episode we were working a lot on this, the queue line on the inside here, which is going to have a lot of neat details and everything. So we're going to continue on that. I wanted to put in some more pipe work that is going to go in here. So let's go ahead and go to Western. Are the pipes in here? Yes, they are. Not that it really matters, because I already have one going over here. Alright, so I want this one to go straight up. This one can be to the side. Whoops. I gotta messed it up, so I have to line it up the way I need to. Again, it's not going to be called time travel, those who haven't known. That is just a placeholder for whatever the real name's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be a really neat little queue line over here. And I'm going to have I think I'm going to have some sort of outdoor queue as well. Somewhere in this vicinity, somewhere over here. So we're going to head into the queue. It's going to go this way. And now we're going to have some switchbacks. And this is going to be the extended queue that went mostly going to be used on like something like opening day. We're going to connect this with the building over here, and I would say that's pretty good amount of queue line. So we're going to deselect the grid. And I'm going to line this up as perfect as I can. Oh gosh. With this, I'm going to turn angle snap off to try and line this up perfectly. Maybe. Alright, so if I pull the length up, what's the width on? The width's on there, so Gosh darn. It always ends up like that. Alright, so what if I started this? Come on. Come on, camera. Right here. As long as I make it straight, it should work. It's not going, like, properly with the way it should. That's the problem. It's not lining up. Even if I put it dead centered on the tile here, it's not doing what I want it to. Alright, so what if I put it I don't know if this would make a difference. Wide width here. As far as width will go, it's gonna dig into the wall a little bit. Why would you connect the, no. Just no. I just needed to connect with these pathways. Okay, so we got something going here. It's gonna dig into the wall a little bit there. That's a little bit of annoyance. But at least we got it over here. So that's all I care about. So now we can connect that with that. That will work perfectly. And I'm going to make it look like there's also a short queue option to where this is going to be connected. And you can open these queues as accordingly planned. So as much as you need to. So, alright. So it didn't go all the way through there. So we should be good with that. And I can make the entrance perfectly right there where I want it. Except I want this there instead. And a little bit of an entrance path there. Excellent. Now we're going to work on getting this. This isn't going to be too heavily themed. This is going to be kind of like the very outside part of the queue line. Pretty much the queue line that's only going to be used when it's needed for peak days or very busy days. So we're just going to outline this. As best as we can, and then we're going to line it up later on. So it's going to take up this space, but I'm going to adjust it right underneath, like so. That way it lines up properly. Okay, so now what I'm also going to need to do, I probably should have done it at the beginning so I didn't waste all the time, but I'm going to add fences to the outer queue here so I know exactly where the fences are. Because I do want to create some custom fences. Which it won't take me too long, because it's basically going to be a lot of copy and paste progress. And then we're going to create the actual... Now, it's not going to be really a building, it's as more of kind of like a tent area in a way. But I'm going to try and make it look like a realistic queue area, so I'm going to make it look like there's a path that's going to line up with here, so there's a short queue option as well. And then I think that will be enough queue line for one ride. For once, okay. So I'm going to start my custom fence here. It's going to be a very basic wooden fence. I like building these basic wooden fences, so I guess I need to be editing in here like I'm supposed to be. So I'm not going to use those. I'm going to actually use what I have been using. There we go, that will work. So I'm going to use this as a post here. And we're going to make this about that long. That will work fine. Actually, I'll make it just short enough to fit this in like so. Alright, just like that. And what we're going to do is we're literally going to select maybe we're going to select these. Of course, it's not going to let me. There we go. I just want to select that. Not really, but we'll go with it, and it's not going to be perfect. Why? Why? Why would we do this? Why would you do this? Why would you do this to me? If there's a pathway over it, you cannot deselect this. So I have to go in the crack there. For some reason, it makes it slightly offset when building these fences. As you can tell, you're gonna have to do that every single time because it wants you to be miserable. For some strange reason, it wants you to be miserable and be slightly off. That's what it wants to do. But thankfully, I'm gonna try and build all these. This is why I had so many issues with these before, doing these before. Now I remember why. Because it's trying to get you offset. The angle of it is just so weird. Like, I don't know why. I just don't get it. And then if you want to like copy and paste it, it's like impossible. Next to impossible to actually select these two. So it makes it doesn't make it easy on you. Yeah, we'll have that as center as possible like that. I'm going to actually place a piece out over here. That way I can actually select this again if I ever need to select more pieces. But it doesn't matter how you do it, it's not going to work properly for you. So you can see it just kind of slightly goes offset. Because again, it just wants to make your life difficult. I wonder if I made more than one, connected, and then selected both of those, if it would straighten it up or not. I don't know. It does. For some reason, I select more pieces at once, and it decides that it will work. Kind of weird. I don't know why it does that. Alright, so we're going to do it this way. Speed up time, and it's faster production anyway, since there's more than one out here. Alright, so we're going to rotate this around. Get going on the other side. Be easier if I can just select all those, but it would be a pain in the butt to select them. So we're just going to stick with this, which will take a little bit longer, but not that much longer. I mean, I could be lazy and actually just use the normal queue line, but that's not the point of this. Actually, I messed that up badly. Push the wrong button. So we're going to work on these switchbacks fences, and then we're going to work on more switchback fences. This is the most painful part to get through as of right now. But thankfully we don't have too much to do. After we get these done, we're going to do those switchbacks. Then we're going to do the outer layer. And then we're just going to make kind of like a cover, and then maybe a little bit of scenery here and there. Maybe we'll put that kind of in the center. Alright, so now we're going to work on these switchbacks. So I'm going to start on the very outer edge here. So we're actually going to want to start from this direction and work our way from here. Alright, that will be alright the way that's going. That will be alright. Okay, so we're going to line that up there. And we're going to start our switchbacks on this section. It will all be worth it in the end. I know it will be. Oh, so actually we want this to be just about right there. At least that's what I'm hoping. Where we need it. Alright, so our ride has to be ready for opening day. There's no exception. It's got to be ready. Okay. So we have to make sure all of these are in place where we need them. Okay, so we're about halfway done with this section of the switchbacks, which is good. Alright, as for this, I thought I made a piece over there. I guess I didn't. I have a couple sections with a lot of posts there, but that's okay. So, I personally think this line is going to fill up. So, it's better to have too much queue line than not to have enough at all. So, at least I think so. If you're a real park, so. So after we build all this, we'll take down the temporary queue line fences, and then we're going to go in and build a little bit of a cover for this section. That way it's covered up nicely. And ready to go. And then maybe even a couple props here and there, and we're going to go into the actual ride itself and work on it from there as well. Alright, that lines up perfectly. And now we're gonna have to go this way. All the way around. We'll make some connections here as well. With some of the fencing. That way they're all connected. And nice and dandy. There's going to be a little bit taller fences as well, which is not a problem for me. Oh no, I deselected it. That's why I put this here, just in case I did that. Just in case I ended up doing that. Okay, we're almost done with the boring part of this queue line. The fun, boring part of putting this all together. Alright, so we're going to try and line this post up with the building a little bit. So I'm going to turn angle snap off. Not gonna do. So that will work. Alright, so I'm gonna put like a rope or chain right here, and this is gonna act as a sort of a extra queue line, if that makes sense. Not really extra, but more like a shortcut. It's not going to be functional because that's not in the game, so alright, so we're just going to connect these. And the switchbacks are complete on that side. I still got to put them across right there, I just noticed. So we're almost there. To the rescue. One more time. One more time we have to deal with this. Alright. And I lied. We're gonna do the outer part as well. Just remembered we're gonna do this as well. And this is gonna be the shortcut path. So if there's no line or anything, and they don't have to have all this queue line opened up, they can just drop a chain here and open it up so they can go straight to the station. Okay, so I'm going to go to scenery and find the rope. And make it look like this can be open and closed. Kind of like so. That will be cool. We're going to put one over here as well. And it looks like it's going to fit. Just got to rotate it properly. And I'm going to put a rope over here like it's hung up. Possibly. That way you can go, oh. So if they want to open it, they can close the outer queue line as well. Okay, so I think that's all good. So we can go ahead and get rid of the temporary rails. Here, so let's go ahead and get started. Hopefully I don't miss any. almost missed one there. But I caught it. It's okay. I got this. Alright, so we're just gonna have to do a little bit more right there. So I'm gonna make another one where we can adjust this to, and I shouldn't have used that. I should have done Control X. So we're gonna angle this properly to line up with this. Alright, so I'm just going to place this here. There we go. And we've got ourselves a queue line. So, this is ready to go. So we got all of our extended queue line built. Now we just gotta make it look good. So we're gonna add some of these, I think. Get rid of grid height. Because we want most of this to be covered up. We're going to have as many sections as we can that can be supported. Alright, so we ought to do the outside here as well. Alright, so if I turn the grid size down, does that help at all? Not really. Not for that area. But that's okay. So I think we'll do a flat roof on this section. Because we've been doing pitched roofs for everything else, and this is going to be as simple can get. We're going to shape the other pieces up as much as we can. So we'll leave that outdoors. And I'm going to delete that piece, and we're going to round it off. Because I think that will look better. Okie dokie. So now I'm just going to add some pieces up top here. to make this look a little bit less boring. So we're gonna add this is gonna go all the way around it, just to give it a little bit better shape. Is there a rounded piece? I don't know if there is a rounded piece for this or not. It's probably going to be the only texture without one. I wouldn't doubt it. But I'm looking for something like this, which of course I can't find in this texture. Nope, not seeing it. Great. So we're gonna have the awkward piece there. I have not decided on a name just yet. Not just yet. But I'm getting there. We'll find something. It's gonna be something that will go good with it, I know. Alright, we're gonna get rid of align to surface. Go from there. Add a little bit of foliage in here. And maybe even some small trees. Smaller trees. Maybe not that one. Let's go with one of these, because these are usually small. Let me get the small one in there. Alright, so I'm going to head a little bit into the terrain here. We're going to do just a little bit of painting. So you think the queue line has 100% queue rating yet? Yeah, I would think so too. I kind of want to add some custom music into the queue line as well. That'd be kind of neat. All right, let's decorate this up just a little bit. At least the outside, so it doesn't look as boring. Alright, so put this on the bottom. And we're going to add a couple of windows here. Now we have to work a little bit on some... Gotta make sure it's lit up pretty well, too. Don't want it to be dark. Alright, I haven't posted any lights over here. So let's do that just a little bit. Looking good. Hopefully these will give out quite a bit of light. That's what I'm hoping. But we'll see. I want to do a little bit more on the top of this Q building. A little bit. Oh, that wooden structure is so good looking. Ooh, look at that. Sorry, I just love the color that I made the wood. Really, really nice. I like the color scheme I went with. I love the color scheme. Alright, so we're going to work a little bit on scenery over here. It is my face of concentration. I'm not having a bad day at all, no. It would have to be my face of concentration. Alright, this is good, but a couple of trees in here. Get you guys going. Look, to make it look good. Alright, so we're going to place our trees a little bit throughout here. Some bushes. Bushes. No idea what I just said there. But it didn't sound good. Whatever it was. Gotta have a natural surrounding. You have your first band class tomorrow. That is awesome. I remember when I first joined band myself. Fortunately, I don't get to play music as much as I used to, but boy, do I miss the marching band days so much. I'm still in a jazz ensemble. I actually play in a college band, but I'm not actually in college, if that makes any sense. But my name got out there, and they needed a baritone sax player, which just so happened to be me. And that was... and that's how it turned out, so... Alright, so now we're just going to get into a little bit in the environment of the ride. So we're going to be adding a bit of shrubbery, bushes, and some trees around different areas. And if you haven't seen my channel before, you know I go crazy on bushes and foliage and different stuff like that. So I'm going to place lots of different kinds of trees around this area. One spot at a time. Because I think trees and bushes and stuff just makes the ride look that much better. Probably will add some rocks here and there as well. Again, we're going for a very nice realistic feel, so we need to make sure that everything is there that needs to be there. I'm not going to go crazy with foliage and trees and stuff. I know you guys are probably all laughing, saying, "Ha, this is Joe we're talking about." Of course he is gonna go crazy with it, but I'm gonna keep it to a minimum. I promise. See, I'm almost all the way around. Even a couple of these trees, because I don't have any. Don't have any of those, and I would like to have some of those. So we're going to place lots of different trees around right over here. Some of those bigger trees. I forgot to add some of these actually. So I'll add them now. But use all the different sizes. Let's see if we can't get a small tree in there. Alright, if you want to cover vision up very fast, just add a lot of oak trees and a lot of these trees as well. They cover it up pretty nicely. Alright, let's go ahead and hit that save button. We're almost complete with our masterpiece. With that being said, let's go ahead and take an awesome ride on here. And see how it's doing. See how it looks so far with everything that we have added. Looks already better with the trees and stuff. Alright, I believe I turned the delay on just slightly, so it's gonna take a minute to go. There we go. Twist back to the other way. Thankfully, I'm still getting over 20 frames per second, so that's not too bad. And we're gonna head up this nice 170 some odd foot lift. If you look over to the right, you can see the entrance building, everything like that. And we're going straight down a 90-degree drop, just like Steel Vengeance. Similar to Steel Vengeance, except it isn't as big. We're gonna head into this, and then we have the barrel roll drop coming out. A lot of rolls on this ride. And then a quick hop and ejector spot right there. Still think I should smooth it out a little bit on that spot. And we got the wave turn, outward bank turn, couple more airtime moments, and then the grand finale roll at the end, barrel roll at the end, back into the station. And no, this isn't Steel Vengeance. Of course, it's not completely smooth, unfortunately, but I think I'll manage without it being the most ridiculously smooth ride in the world. But I think it's turned out so good so far. We've done a great job in making this fantastic. Alright, I want to see the triggers move with the gears and the mist. It's so cool. Alright, let's get some cinematic shots of this. Going up this amazing lift hill. The wood looks so good. Down the first drop. Anyone play The Sims 4? I have actually thought about The Sims 4 quite a bit recently, and I actually really want to start another series on The Sims 4. I made one, didn't do so well, so I didn't really continue it. I kind of want to see if I can go back to it. Because it's a fun game. Pretty much it's like a life simulation, so... Oh gosh. I don't know how to feel about that view. And then of course I timed it, or I got it set to where the steam is going to come out there every time the train goes out as well. So essentially this is triggered at the same time. So wait for it. See how this looks. I haven't actually looked at how this will look. Should be going off any second now. Maybe. Is it not in there? I know I put one in there. Ah, it's not in there. Why isn't it in there? What the heck? I know I put it in there, but why isn't it in there? Well, that was led up to nothing. What the poop? Alright, so I guess it didn't go in. So we are going to have to do it. No, we don't want snow. It's ambience that I want. What was... No, there's steam jet. That's what we want. Because it doesn't really matter how this is rotated, really. When I think about it. Alright, I'm just going to have it poke out just for now. We can select it on the trigger. So we're going to edit the trigger points. And we'll add it to here. Add... Nope, 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 nope. Didn't want to add a trigger, I wanted to add an object to this trigger. Confirm. Done. Okay. So a train's just rolling out, and that's what's going to happen. So when a train rolls out, that will go off. Pretty cool. Alright, so I'll go down here. Now I'm curious to see how many pieces are actually in this. So I don't know if I have more. Alright, so the good thing is I should be able to upload it to the Steam Workshop as is right now. And I still have some room to spare. In fact, I could probably select all the foliage around it as well. Which adds quite a bit as well. So we're at 3,600 pieces at the moment. Which honestly is not too bad. No, I think is the max 4,000? I think the max is 4,000. So we did pretty good. Okay, so now we're gonna have to dream up a name for the ride. That's the thing. Okay, so let's change. I have a pretty decent idea name. How about Steam? I don't know why it sounds catchy to me, but Steamroller? It sounds good to me. I don't know what it does, because it's a steampunk theme, and then just the name Steam, and then Roller. I don't know. Just an idea. So currently that's the name right now. I don't know, I like it. Now, before we finish up here, it's time to go into the PM and just see the lighting. So that's something we're gonna have to work on here. There's a little bit of lighting effects, so what we're gonna do here is we're actually gonna go into the queue line, because that is where it is very dark right now. Again, I still have room for some more objects, so we're gonna take advantage of that and add some more objects. Alright, so we're going to put some outdoor ones out here. And light the outside section up as well. Did I light the station up? Yeah, I did. A lot of yellow lighting, but I like it. And the exit's probably pretty dark right at the moment. So we're gonna go down into here and mess with that. And so that's pretty good there. Add a couple more lights at the exit here. And the entrance, of course, very important to have this lit up. But with the appropriate colors, of course. And we'll put a couple of those on there. Alright, so now it's time to do the fun part. Is we're going to be theming, or lighting up the inside here. Alright, continue the trend with the yellow lighting. Because it looks good. I love all the theming in here. It looks cool. Alright, so that's some pretty well lit stuff. And now it's time to light up the coaster just a little bit itself. A good way to do this is with floodlights. We can light up the lift hill real well. As much as I can. I just want to light up a couple parts, not the entire thing. That way it's got a nice glow to it. But you're still going to get that nighttime experience where it's really dark. And let's see if we can't throw in a mixture of colors in here. For fun. I don't know if I want to put red in it because it doesn't go with the theme very well. I think I'll just stick with some yellow. So it's going to be heavily themed to the color yellow. Okay, and then we can put some lights on the lift hill as well. And I think that will finish it up. I think we'll finish it up with that. Alright, so light's constant. I'm going to put angle snap on as well. 15 degrees, so we should be able to get the exact angle here. And we're going to make it all the exact same yellow color. So we're going to start at the bottom, at the rock bottom here. And we're going to climb it up to the highest point of the coaster. Even though it's not Christmas, we are going to add lots of lights anyways. Alright, so if my camera will cooperate, this could be a little bit easier. If my arrows weren't in the way, I could go a little bit faster as well. Okay, so we should be approaching the top pretty quickly here. How tall did I make this thing? Oh, we're starting to level out here, so let's get a smaller strip here, and then we will get the smallest strip and actually start rounding it off. To fit this. Oops. Need to go up and over. Alright, we'll get it. We'll go ahead and put it all the way over on this since we're already right there. Might as well go all the way to the end. And there we have it. And now we have a lit lift hill as well. That looks so cool. Okay, so I will be uploading this to the Steam Workshop as soon as this is all complete. Which I don't know if I'm going to do anything more to it. I think it's really good. I didn't want this actually to go for 3 episodes, but it did kind of trail off into 3 episodes, so, but that's okay. You know, it looks cool, and I'm very proud of how it turned out. And it's not the smoothest coaster in the world by any means, but at least if you want to add it to your parks, you can easily get the, you know, the greens across the board. So it did achieve that, at least. Did get greens across the board, which means it's a very good ride, or very popular ride with guests. So before we end out here, let's get our guests involved. And let them ride our masterpiece. So we're going to open the park. Wait, it's already open? And let our guests roll in. Hello. Huh, maybe I had to have a park entrance. Maybe. Something like that. It's under shops and facilities. Park entrance. There. Now will they come in? There they come. Ooh. I'll write it again just for the folks that have not actually seen it yet. Oh, these guests are all going to be excited for Steamroller. Boy, are we going to be Mr. Moneybags here. I bet this queue will fill up. And I'm just curious to see if it does. I built one ride, and already over 500 people have gotten on here just for one ride. A lot of people leaving, though. What a terrible view. What? What do you mean, a terrible view? This place has great scenery. Steamroller has a huge queue. Yeah, I have to. Alright, we're going to make it free, just to see how many people will actually ride this thing. Because people are willing to wait longer if your ride is free. So, we're gonna go with that. Alright, so we have guests riding. Finally. Oh, looks like this is the first ride with people on it. So let's check them out. See how they enjoy their first ride. We're gonna go third person on this one. Who needs an exit? I love when there's like head chopper elements, they actually go, oh gosh. I love how they duck. Getting a little choppy in some spots. Alright, that's our first riders. My gosh, what is the big deal with you guys and exits? What if I want to trap my people into my park so they can never leave and they have to stay forever? And then I'll put like shops around so if they want to eat, they have to pay money for it. I want to make them pay money for stuff. Alright, let's see how this queue line's going. Alright, so we're not that far into the extended here. So only a couple of rows so far. But there's still some guests coming in. Click, clock, click, clock. And then going to the smooth tool, how people are complaining so much about the Heartline thing. Yes, it does need attention. Yes, I think it will be changed because of the high demand for it. So it's not. I think everybody just needs to realize that it's not something that can be done overnight. They have to probably reprogram and redo everything with the way their smooth tool works or whatever. So I think people just need to chill out a little bit and stop like hating. You know, there's a difference probably between hating and giving you know, constructive feedback. And people are just kind of like hating on it because they're like, why haven't they updated this yet? Why isn't it done yet? Well, the reason is because they're probably still working on it. And you know, it's a work in progress probably, and they're going to probably do a big reveal when they finally are going to get it done that it is going to be part of the game. So it's something that I think people are just going a little bit too crazy over right now, and something that will be fixed in the future. You know, I trust Frontier a ton because they do listen to the fans quite a bit. And just because they haven't said any response about it doesn't mean they have plans on fixing it. It's probably not the easiest fix in the world. So I'm going to keep that in account. And until then, you know, I still think it's a daggone good coaster builder. Again, there's still some stuff that can be worked on. Obviously with the Heartline stuff that needs to be worked on and smoothing. But you know, we're getting to the part where we're getting really picky, and Because the game is everything we imagine it to be, and we're just starting to get a little bit picky with Frontier with different things, which is good. We want to make sure we tell them, because we want to tell them, you know, that we want to give that feedback to them, because they know that I'm sure everyone at Frontier Developments is aware of the issue, and I'm just sitting back here like I'm just gonna keep playing the game, and I hope that update comes eventually. It might not be right away, so again, I have faith that Frontier is working on it, and yeah. And did I write it? Yes, I did. I did write it. But just for you guys, I will write it again. And to get the smoothest results, I like to do the track view. So we'll write it one more time, and then call it a day. Love that barrel roll drop there. Couple of Steel Vengeance inspired elements and some certain spots. Tried to do a double down there, it didn't work well. Saying finally, but I've already wrote it earlier in the stream. Actually, not too long ago. This is so cool. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of this stuff. And we are going to see how many pieces it is. 3,696. So it will fit into the Steam Workshop altogether, even with the foliage and all, along with all the lights and everything. So we're going to save this as a blueprint. New blueprint. I already did name it. Alright, so we're going to get a great picture of this. Right there, that's a good picture. Alright. And epic inversions. Any park as it Okay, so I am going to create blueprint, but I want the picture to be where you can see so it's going to be a $32,000 thing. You can't change the price, by the way. There we go. So we were able to fit it all into one blueprint, which is awesome. See how it looks from here. There it is. $32,864.34. Submarine of 6.87. Fear of 4.97 and nausea of 1.31. Okay, so the ride stats before we leave, in case people haven't seen them, has a duration of 84.6 seconds, so it's actually a very short ride, shorter than it feels longer. So, kind of weird. It has a track length of 3,503 feet and a max speed of 69 miles per hour, an average speed of 28 miles per hour, biggest drop of 156 feet, a number of inversions is 3, and airtime count 5, and airtime duration 1.9 seconds. And of course, the track scenery rating is very high. So overall, it's a very well-rounded coaster that is going to be cool. So but I will I'm going to be uploading it to the Steam Workshop. So if you guys want to use this creation for yourself in one of your parks or anything like that, feel free to use it. It is totally free to use, and I hope you guys enjoy the creation. So I am going to go ahead and do that now. Do I do it from here? Yes, I do it from here. So here it is, Steamroller, upload to Steam Workshop, and we're going to do this right now. Add workshop item. I'm surprised you actually see this. So keep all that the same. Create workshop item. And this is the part you're not going to be able to see. So that's okay. There you go. Alright, it is now on the Steam Workshop if you guys want to check it out for yourself. If you guys want to take a closer look at anything. But it is a blueprint, so you can just plop it down anywhere you want, along with the foliage, if you want the foliage. But, do you just subscribe to download it? Yes, you just click the subscribe button on the Steam Workshop page, and it'll take you straight. By subscribing to it, it automatically downloads it to your game, and it should be under your downloads and your blueprints. It will appear in your blueprints here, and if you have trouble finding it, just type Steam. Or you can type the whole thing out, but you can just type Steam, and it will come up right here. So, after you subscribe to it. And what's the next realistic coaster I will make? I don't know. I'll probably not do one for a while. I kind of want to focus on some of my large projects like Arrow Valley. Arrow Valley needs to be get some more episodes in on that. And a couple of other things. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this awesome quick series of a couple of episodes of creating a realistic coaster. It didn't turn out too bad. I thought it turned out pretty good, and I'm doing this mostly to improve my skills, and hopefully maybe you guys can learn something yourselves. So anyways, I will catch you guys next time. Make sure you have a great day and even cooler tomorrow, and I will catch you guys in the next live stream / video, because I have some stuff to work on before the night ends. So, thank you guys so much, and goodbye.